Hi guys. Okay, so today is Tuesday. No, Wednesday. I can't even think of the day now. This is the last week of the driving officially for the ECA. This week, on Monday, I was able to do a couple of drives. Tuesday, unfortunately, I couldn't make it because I had problems at home with some children not being very well. So today, Wednesday, had a few more drives and to make sure to see whereabouts I am. So what happens is that you go and have a drive with the instructor, and this week I was able to do myself and my colleague, so two colleagues per one instructor in the vehicle. Today we had a unmarked white car with lights and sirens. Excuse me. Basically trying to make sure that you match the speed of the other cars in front of you to make sure you can overtake correctly. If there's a traffic light with hazards and things like that, if you can go on the bollards on the other side of the road, that sort of thing. So this week has been really, really good. It's been really hard for me personally because I was having problems trying to pull back and make sure there's a lot of space between me and the car in front. If there was traffic lights which we can't move along, so you have to switch up all the lights and all the sirens and then wait. So I had real problems trying to adjust and to remember not to go right at the back of the car in front of me. So I was almost on deferred the first couple of drives this week, but fortunately this afternoon I had a really good drive. I was able to put together some really good scenarios where I was in with the traffic lights, and even had to go on the right hand side of the bollards for like 2 minutes driving, which was really quite scary because you're on the opposite side of the road, not the wrong side of the road as my instructor would say, but the opposite side of the road, and to go on the chevrons and to basically do that 10-15 miles an hour on that side in order to go past major roadworks if there's lots of traffic on the left hand side, which is in a traffic jam. Personally, my entrances to junctions and also to roundabouts is a lot better. I was able to remember to put into first gear in a car 10 miles an hour at a red light, because we always see a red light as a giveaway sign. Okay? So you don't stop at red light, but you give it as a giveaway sign at 10 miles an hour and you creep forward. Just have to remember that in a vehicle, even with flashing lights and sirens, we do not have the right of way. We do not have priority. We're just asking people to give us the priority in order to get to the emergency. So personally for me, it's been really a hard week. And my other colleagues tomorrow will be doing their driving assessment. I've been given a 3-day extension next week, which is great because being dyslexic and not very good at retaining information, I find that I need extra help or extra time to get that information into my head and to keep it there. And my last drive today was really good. It was actually on a pass, which is fantastic. Excuse me. Whereas this week, earlier, I was on defer. So they are there to try to make you pass, and any problems you have with low difficulties or memory or anything like that, they all try and help you through that. So, my instructor was always saying to me, well, you're causing me concern at the moment, but let's get you there, sort of thing. But this time round, it was actually a pass. But I've got 3 days next week to show that I do remember everything he's told me. So by Thursday, hopefully, I'll be able to say, yes, I've passed. We also did our last 16 questions, which are daily questions, and then we had our main exam are 16 questions exam. Now the last exam is the combination of excuse me, all the questions you've had daily. So you have, in the 2 weeks for your driving test or driving exams, you'll have 16 questions every day, which you have to cram in, understand, learn, assimilate, and then the next day you'll be tested on. Now, for a person who can't remember things very well, I did that, and it was a very good way of learning. The last day would be your 16 questions, which will be they pick out 16 questions out of all the 130 odd questions, whatever it's going to be, over the last 2 weeks. Okay, but they were quite simple. They were quite easy. I wouldn't say absolutely easy, but I would say that they were common sense easy. Okay, and they are the same questions you've been asked already. So as long as you try to remember the questions and the answers, the correct answers that you're given, because you'll get the feedback every day on what questions the answers you were given, if they're correct or not, then you have a really good idea that when you come to your final 16 questions, you'll know what the answer is. So just cram in every single night, if you can, those 16 questions every day. Try and get a really good pass mark on those, and know that one of those questions or two of those questions from that paper will come from the exam. And I said they're not there trying to fail you; they're trying to let you to let you pass. So yeah, I passed all my my exam papers and everything, which I'm really, really happy about, because that bothered me. So now it's the practical side of it, and I'm just about on the borderline now, so hopefully next week I'll be passing, but I'll let you guys know. It is quite daunting, being on the other side of the road, on the other side of the bollards, or trying to ask the traffic to part so you can go around in the centre between them. It is daunting doing 105 dual carriageway when my car won't even get to like 100. But it's something which is your bread and butter at the end of the day. And what you need to take from this is that make sure that you keep remembering the system way of driving, because that is going to help you with tyre wear, it's going to help you with fuel efficiency in your own car, and it's going to help you with patient comfort in the vehicle, in the ambulance. But on the personal note, it's going to help you with your own car as well. It's going to help you with making sure you've got enough time to react if there's a problem. It's going to make you a better driver, because you will then be an advanced driver. As they say, we're 3 times more prone to having accidents as an ambulance driver than a normal everyday driver, because of the speeds, because of the positioning and things like that. So we've got to be so careful. And so if you can put system in your own car, your own driving abilities, it makes you safe to drive for yourself, for your families in the car, and also for people around you. So I really recommend, even if you don't even get past this the driving lessons and the driving test, have a look at Roadcraft, the book. Look at the way that the police and the ambulance are actually showing how to read a road, to position in the right gear and the right speed and the right acceleration on a bend, because that's going to save you a lot of time on the journey, and it's going to save you a lot of safety aspects as well. Okay, so that's me for today. I will come back to you, win or lose, next week, and I will tell you what happens. Hopefully I've passed, but you never know, and I will obviously let you know properly. Guys, if you are about to take the test, or about to take a clinical again, give me a shout, let me know how you're getting on, because I'm really interested on everyone's progress at the moment. Again, Shell, let me know how you get on as well. And well done for everybody else who've just gone through their interviews and are just about to start their courses. Okay, so I will catch you later and have a great weekend. Take care. Bye bye.